What's up guys, my name is Ace, and DLC 1 for Call of Duty World War II has officially been revealed. This is called The Resistance, and it will be coming out on January 30th. It comes with 3 multiplayer maps, a new war operation, as well as a new zombies experience. So first up, let's just cover these maps, talk about them a little bit, and then towards the end, I'll share how I'm feeling about this DLC pack and how they organized the DLC this year. So starting it off with multiplayer maps, we have Valkyrie. Valkyrie is set in Prussia, and this is based on Hitler's Wolf's Lair. So it's a bunker that's in the middle of the map, and then towards the edges of the map, we have more open, longer lines of sight. This looks like a traditional sledgehammer style map. This style of map just reminds me of basically every single Advanced Warfare map out there, where there's like an interior area in the middle, where it's a more close quarters, and then around that interior area, there's the more open outside areas. We don't really know a whole lot aside from that with this map, so let's move on to the next one. This one is Anthropoid. This one is set in Prague, and this one's more of an urban map. I'm quite excited for this one. We don't really have much for urban maps in Call of Duty World War II so far, so it's going to be great to see an urban map coming out, and I'm quite happy with that. We don't really have too much of an indication of what the layout is going to be like. We saw little clips of gameplay here and there, but those never really give you a perfect indicator of how the map will actually play. But I would say this is the one I'm most excited for in this map pack so far. Finally, for the regular multiplayer maps, we have Occupation, and Occupation might look familiar. This is Resistance from Modern Warfare 3. It's set in Paris, and it's basically just going to be a remaster of that. They're going to change up the aesthetics of it a little bit, but aside from that, it's the exact same layout. And personally, I think that map did play quite well, especially with boots on the ground. They did remaster it for Infinite Warfare, and I didn't really like it too much in Infinite Warfare, but for this game, for boots on the ground, I think it will play well. And it definitely fits with the theme. The original Resistance map was in Paris, and it's once again going to be in Paris, and that just kind of follows suit with the history, and it works well with this game. Having said that, I am slightly disappointed that they didn't pick a different Modern Warfare 3 map, simply because with Infinite Warfare, we just got this map remastered, and I feel like I've already gotten that nostalgia kick from it, and I don't really need to see that again right now. I think it's just a little too soon for this particular map. But that's it for the regular multiplayer maps. Now let's get into the war operation. There is a new operation here. This one is Operation Intercept. And with this one, we have a couple unique objectives that we haven't seen so far in war. The first objective is you have to rescue some prisoners or some fellow resistance fighters that are being held prisoner. You have to go and rescue them. That's the first stage. Then you have to capture radio equipment. They said capture it. I don't know if that means destroy it like we do in Operation Neptune, because it's the same sort of radio equipment. Or you have to actually just like stand in the area near it and capture that area. And then finally, it looks like you have to once again escort a tank from one objective to another objective. Maybe there'll be some other twist with the objective that we haven't seen before in war, but it seems relatively straightforward with just slightly different objectives. And finally, we have a brand new zombies experience. It's called The Darkest Shore. For those of you guys that are new to the channel, I'm not much of a zombies guy, so don't come to me for zombies information or anything. And I'll probably just kind of try this out a couple times, and that's about it. But this one is set on an island, and they talked a lot about how fog will roll in, and you won't really be able to see what's going on around you, and the zombies will be like popping out of the fog and stuff. I hope the whole fog thing is more of like a special round type of thing, rather than basically all the time you have that fog there, or for a lot of the map you have that fog there. Because I just don't like the idea of walking around the map not being able to see anything at all. I understand it will definitely work well with the horror aspect, and they're really going for that horror aspect with their zombies, where they're trying to scare you and things, and fog can work well for that, but just overall, I don't really want to be playing a map when I can't see what's going on around me. And with that, that's all the content that we get for this first DLC for CoD World War II. And honestly, my thoughts on this, I'm pretty disappointed to see this. Normally we would get 4 multiplayer maps and a zombies experience. I understand with this new war operation that the war operations actually take more time than a standard multiplayer map, so I get that there has to be some sort of sacrifice. Sledgehammer has definitely spread things really thin by adding that war mode, and I see why there is a trade-off. I see why we lose a multiplayer map. It's frustrating for those players that don't really enjoy the war mode and don't play it at all. Personally, I love the war mode. I love it as a side mode. It's great to go into. I think I play war, at least one game of war every time I hop on and play the game. But I can see how it would be frustrating for a lot of people, and war does kind of get old fast. And honestly, I would be okay with that trade-off of having just the 3 multiplayer maps for the like standard multiplayer modes. However, one of these maps is a remake, so realistically, we're getting 2 brand new multiplayer maps. That to me just doesn't cut it. That disappoints me quite a bit. If you're only going to give us 3 multiplayer maps with DLC, I want to see 3 brand new experiences with that. I don't want another remake. I think part of this is also due to the fact that I'm not really that excited for Occupation because we just saw a remake for that with Infinite Warfare. I know not everybody played Infinite Warfare, but I did, and I already got that nostalgia from it, and I don't really want to go back to it. Personally, I feel they should be doing 3 brand new multiplayer maps. If they want to do some remakes, throw them in as bonuses. That would be amazing if they just, throughout the year, here and there, they just kind of threw that in for everybody as a bonus map to make up for the fact that they launched with only 9 standard multiplayer maps. That would be a great way to handle it. I realize maybe that's not the best business decision on their part, but come on, Sledgehammer, for the next DLC, at least for DLC 2, please give us 3 completely new and unique multiplayer maps on top of a war operation. I'm usually quite forgiving with Call of Duty, as a lot of you guys will know that have stuck around my channel. This one is honestly just disappointing me though. And with that, I'd like to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you excited for this DLC pack? Are you gonna get it? Are you not gonna get it? Are you disappointed like me? Just let me know all your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.